Look at your lunch right now. A sandwich, maybe some chips, a protein bar, a bottle of water with electrolytes. Clean, convenient, wrapped in plastic. Your great-great-grandmother wouldn't recognize half of it. But go back far enough, and the things your ancestors were putting in their mouths would make you push your plate away entirely. And here's what no one tells you. Those ancient eating habits didn't disappear. They're still running inside your body, right now, today. To understand why, we have to go back about 2.5 million years. Before kitchens, before fire, before tools. Your earliest ancestor wasn't eating meals. They were solving a survival problem every single hour of the day. The African landscape they lived in was not generous. It was brutal. Plants were seasonal, animals were fast, and your ancestor, Homo habilis, was slow, weak, and had no claws, no fangs, no venom. What they had was a brain slightly larger than a chimpanzee's, and they used it. They learned to read carcasses. When vultures circled overhead, that wasn't a bad omen. It was dinner. This is where the story starts getting uncomfortable. Your ancestors were not noble hunters standing on plains with spears. For the first million years of human history, they were the last to eat. They waited, they watched. They crept in after every other predator had taken their fill, grabbed what bones were left, and ran. Not for meat. The meat was long gone. They came for something deeper inside the bone, the marrow. Leg bones too thick for hyenas, too heavy for vultures, useless to almost everything alive on Earth, except for a small, clever primate with a sharp rock and a reason to stay. They smashed, they scraped, and inside there was fat, dense, rich, yellowish fat. Your ancestor held a cracked femur in both hands and ate the marrow like soup. That fat fed a brain that would eventually produce language, art, mathematics, and cities. But it started here, in a carcass, on a dusty plain, with stone tools barely sharper than a rock. And then, something happened that changed everything. About 1 million years ago, in a cave called Wonderwerk, in what is now South Africa, someone made fire, or kept it. We're not entirely sure. What we know is that the ash layers inside that cave are the oldest evidence of controlled fire ever found. And with fire came something that rewired the entire trajectory of the human species. Cooking. This sounds simple. It wasn't. Before cooking, your body spent enormous energy just digesting food. Raw meat is tough. Raw roots are hard. Raw grains are almost useless. Your gut had to work for hours to extract any nutrition at all. Cooking is essentially pre-digestion. It breaks food down before it ever enters your body. The result was staggering. Our guts shrank. We needed less digestive hardware. And all that freed up biological energy poured into one single organ. The brain. Human brains grew explosively once cooking appeared. The brain is metabolically greedy. It burns 20% of everything you eat, despite being only 2% of your body weight. Raw food couldn't sustain it. Cooked fat and cooked protein could. In a very real sense, you are reading this because someone 1 million years ago held a piece of meat over a flame. By 300,000 years ago, humans looked almost exactly like you, and they were eating in ways that would surprise you, disturb you, and in one case, genuinely horrify you. They hunted mammoths, woolly rhinos, cave bears, animals that make a modern bull look small. They dove for shellfish and cracked them open on rocks. They dug roots with sharpened sticks and roosted them in underground pits. They harvested wild grains by hand, one seed at a time, and ground them on flat stones. And they chased bees. The Hadza people of Tanzania are one of the last true hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, and they eat in ways that are virtually unchanged from prehistoric humans. Nearly 15% of their calories come from wild honey. They smoke out hive after hive, get stung so many times their faces swell, and keep going back. Because nothing else in the wild, nothing, delivers that many calories in one find. Honey was the energy drink of the ancient world, the jackpot, the lottery ticket. And your body still knows it. Every time you reach for something sweet. That is not a modern weakness. That is a 400,000-year-old instruction. Sugar was rare. Sugar was seasonal. Sugar meant energy you could burn immediately, and fat you could store for the weeks when nothing was growing, and nothing was moving, and the wind was cold, and your children were thin. Your brain is literally wired to want it, because wanting it kept you alive. Modern food companies know this. They spent decades and billions of dollars figuring out exactly what your ancient brain responds to, and then they put it in everything. Your breakfast cereal, your pasta sauce, your flavored yogurt, your salad dressing. Sugar, salt, and fat, in combinations that your 300,000-year-old nervous system has absolutely no defense against.